Long before the end of time, the Norse believed a terrible prophecy would one day consume gods, giants, and the entire world. This prophecy was called Ragnarök, meaning the fate of the gods. A story of destruction. Unlike many myths, Ragnarök was never simply about the end. It was also the promise of rebirth after unimaginable chaos. Most of what we know comes from medieval Icelandic texts, preserving much older Viking oral traditions. The Poetic Edda and the Prose Edda became the greatest surviving sources of Norse mythology. To the Vikings, these stories explained the forces of nature, destiny, honor, and the inevitable cycle of life. At the center of this universe stood Yggdrasil, the immense world tree connecting every realm of existence. Its branches held the 9 realms, where gods, humans. Among these realms stood Asgard, the magnificent home of the powerful Aesir gods. Here ruled Odin, the All-Father, whose endless search for wisdom shaped the destiny of gods and mortals alike. Yet Odin knew a terrible truth. Even the mightiest gods could not escape fate. The prophecy foretold that one day, ancient enemies would rise together against the gods.
Fire giants from Muspelheim and frost giants from Jotunheim would march toward the final battle. Even monsters long imprisoned would finally break free from their chains. Chief among them was Fenrir, the enormous wolf destined to challenge Odin himself. Another terrifying creature waited beneath the oceans, the world serpent, Jörmungandr. Its immense body circled the entire world, biting its own tail beneath the endless sea.
Meanwhile, Loki, once a trusted companion of the gods, slowly became their greatest enemy. His actions would set events into motion that no god could stop. The first warning of Ragnarök would not be war, but an endless winter called Fimbulwinter. For 3 relentless years, bitter cold would cover the world without a single summer. As hope faded beneath the ice, humanity unknowingly stepped closer to the greatest battle in Norse mythology. As Fimbulwinter tightened its icy grip, fear spread across every kingdom of gods and humans alike. Food disappeared, alliances shattered, and brother turned against brother in desperate battles for survival. The ancient prophecies warned that morality itself would collapse before the final battle began. Then, the heavens themselves began to break apart, revealing signs that could not be ignored. The monstrous wolf skull finally caught the sun, plunging the world into terrifying darkness. Soon after, his brother Hati captured the moon, ending the familiar rhythm of night and day. Without sunlight, freezing winds and endless shadows covered every corner of the 9 realms. The stars themselves vanished, leaving only silence before unimaginable chaos. Deep beneath the earth, earthquakes shook the roots of Yggdrasil, the mighty world tree. The entire cosmos trembled as every realm felt the coming of destiny. His roar echoed across creation, filling gods and mortals with unimaginable terror. Meanwhile, the world serpent rose from the ocean, flooding coastlines with enormous waves. Its poisonous breath spread across the skies, darkening both sea and land. Far to the south, the fire giant Surtr prepared his blazing army for war. His flaming sword burned brighter than the sun itself, promising destruction wherever it struck. At the same time, Loki escaped his punishment and embraced his destiny as the enemy of the gods. Every terrifying sign foretold by prophecy was now unfolding exactly as Odin had feared. Knowing the final hour had arrived, Odin called upon every god and fallen warrior to prepare. The greatest battle in Norse mythology was finally about to begin. At last, the armies gathered on the vast plain of Yggdrasil, where destiny itself would be decided. Odin rode at the front, carrying the legendary spear Gungnir, determined to face fate without fear. Beside him marched Thor, the thunder god, gripping Mjolnir as lightning flashed across the heavens. The brave warriors of Valhalla followed their gods, ready to fight one final time. The fire giant Surtr raised his blazing sword, setting the sky itself ablaze. Then came the deafening sound of Gjallarhorn, signaling that Ragnarök had truly begun. The armies charged, and the greatest battle in Norse mythology erupted with unstoppable fury. Odin searched the battlefield for his destined enemy, the monstrous wolf Fenrir. Fenrir towered above mountains, his jaws so wide they seemed capable of swallowing the heavens. Without hesitation, Odin charged toward the beast, fully aware of the prophecy awaiting him. The battle was fierce, but destiny could not be changed. At last, Fenrir overwhelmed Odin, fulfilling the ancient prophecy spoken countless generations before. The fall of the All-Father shook every warrior fighting across the battlefield. But Odin's son, Vidar, stepped forward to avenge his father. Using incredible strength, Vidar forced Fenrir's jaws apart and struck the fatal blow. Elsewhere, Thor faced his eternal rival, the world serpent, Jörmungandr. The earth trembled beneath every strike, while poisonous waves crashed against the land. The earth trembled beneath every strike, while poisonous waves crashed against the land. After a titanic struggle, Thor finally defeated the mighty serpent. Yet victory came at a terrible price. The serpent's deadly poison had already reached the thunder god. Thor took only a few final steps before collapsing, completing another tragic prophecy. As Thor fell, silence lasted only a moment before the final battles erupted across the dying world. Far from Thor's last stand, Heimdall confronted Loki in the battle both had long foreseen. Guardian and Trickster exchanged devastating blows, each refusing to surrender. In the end, Heimdall and Loki struck each other down, ending their ancient rivalry forever. Across the battlefield, the remaining gods fought bravely, though prophecy left little hope for victory. Then Surtr, Lord of Fire, stepped forward to fulfill the final act of destiny. With one mighty swing, his blazing sword ignited the heavens and the earth alike. The 9 realms were consumed by unstoppable flames as the age of the gods came to its end. Yggdrasil trembled beneath the weight of destruction, yet its deepest roots endured. At last, the old world disappeared beneath fire, smoke, and the endless sea. But Ragnarök was never meant to be only an ending. From the quiet ocean, a new earth slowly rose, green, peaceful, and untouched. The surviving gods returned to begin a new age, free from the tragedies of the past. Balder, once believed lost forever, came back to lead the renewed world with wisdom and peace. Thor's sons, Mothi and Magni, inherited the mighty hammer Mjolnir to protect the new world. Even humanity survived through Lif and Lifthrasir, hidden safely within Yggdrasil during the world's destruction. Together, they became the ancestors of a new generation of humankind. For the Vikings, Ragnarök reminded everyone that no power could escape fate, not even the gods themselves. Yet the prophecy also carried hope, teaching that every ending makes way for a new beginning. This eternal cycle of destruction and renewal remains one of the most powerful ideas in Norse mythology. Today, Ragnarök continues to inspire books, films, games, and modern storytelling around the world. More than a tale of doom, Ragnarök is a timeless reminder that courage, sacrifice, and hope can outlive even the end of the world. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed exploring the legends of Norse mythology, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more epic stories from the ancient world.